And if we could have introductions to the folks in Zoom land out there.
Hi, Krista Gay from Athens, and just a heads up, I can only stay for 15 minutes because I have to get to a select board meeting.
Okay. Rachel?
Rachel Plummer, Grafton.
Hardy Barrel, Grafton.
Lynn Morgan, Athens.
Yeah. Kathy Goodwin from Grafton.
Andy Haas, Superintendent of Schools.
And we have Nicole.
Nicole Barnett, Admin Assistant to Superintendent.
Any adjustments to the agenda?
I don't have.
Okay. Anybody? If not, any communication from the public? All right. So, for old and new business, we're to discuss and review and approve the warning articles, for our March town meeting. Hardy, you want to go over those with everybody? And I know Jim's on it, if you have any questions.
Okay, basically, you know, we discussed the top portion of this warning. Does everybody have a copy of that was emailed out?
Yep.
So basically, the Article 1 is our school budget that we approved, $1,822,000. Then the second article is shall the voters of Grafton, Athens School District, WNUESD, apply the sum of $250,000 from the Athens Grafton School District fiscal years 2022 and 23 surpluses of $477,310, $310, which are included in the 2023 fund balance of $827,640, to reduce expenditures in the fiscal year 2025 in order to reduce taxes. So that will come in as revenue. Now, the $827,640 last year, we allocated in our warning from last year over $350,000 of that. So what we have left to allocate this year is the $477,310. So this is the first piece of that I am suggesting we do. And this will bring our taxes for both towns into somewhat of a reasonable number, probably in the range for us in Grafton of a 4 or 5% increase, and possibly in Athens for virtually no increase. Are there any questions on that? Article 3, shall the voters of the Grafton Athens School District apply the sum of $142,310 from the fiscal year 2023 fund balance to reduce expenditures in the fiscal year of 2026. So basically, last year, for the year 2026, we allocated $107,773 out of that $350,330 that we did in our warning last year. So if you add this to that, you come up with another $250,000 next year to reduce taxes. Any questions on that? Article 4, shall the voters of Athens Grafton School District apply the sum of $85,000 from the fiscal year 2023 fund balance to a reserve to use for capital projects or tuition expense and authorize to expend those funds as needed. So what that is last year we allocated $150,000 of that $350,000 to a capital reserve. this will add 85,000 to a second capital reserve or tuition reserve, which can be used for either thing. So is that correct, Jim? Would you say?
Hardy, I don't think you can have it either or.
Yeah,
Which one?
that's what I was thinking. You might have to choose, Hardy. That's the only question I have. Did Sean look at this?
He did look at this. He looked at all the articles and I sent out what correction he suggested.
All right, so Jim, it's been vetted by our attorney, so,
Hey, listen, if he's wrong, he's wrong.
I mean, I'm happy to go back to him and ask him to look at that in particular. I sent him what you guys are looking at.
I mean,
If we have to specify, I would like it to be an $85,000 tuition reserve.
Okay.
so that'd be a separate reserve from, because I think the one you did last year was a capital, correct?
Yes, 150,000.
That would be my recommendation, only because, you know, what, some of the projects we have planned, I think you'll be okay, and,
Yep.
And we know that the tuition is kind of a fluctuating,
Yep.
bouncing ball, so.
And that can be used anytime, either year, any year, right?
I have a question.
Yes,
We're talking about tuition, so this is kids that are tuitioning out for the middle school and high school?
basically, yeah, we pay tuition expense for the middle school,
Okay,
and that's basically it. And
Okay.
if we had to use this, it would reduce our expenditures in a year, whenever we did it.
yeah.
Of that tuition expense that's paid mostly to the middle school.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense to me now. Thank you.
So Lynn, just grade 7th and 8th,
Uh-huh.
and that $85,000 would cover roughly about 4 kiddos.
Okay.
And is that 18,000 or 22,000?
I based it on $20,000, but
20.
so the state average fluctuates every year based on everybody's tuition rate, so
Mhm.
it steadily goes up every year, so, right now, Rockingham, theirs, I believe, at $21,000 or $22,000. And so, that's why that would cover about 4 students.
Okay.
So this is gonna read the 85,000 for tuition expenses and authorize the board to expend said funds as needed. Correct?
Yeah.
Taking away the capital project, okay.
Yes.
So capital projects or would come out.
Mhm.
So do these articles on this page 3, do they have numbers or is it just the way
They
it's written?
should be numbered. Oh, you're looking at what Hardy sent you. I sent a revised.
Oh, okay.
This is what.
And then Hardy, just while we're waiting on this.
Yep.
The articles,
Okay.
the ones looking at, working on the tax, 2 and 3, that's gonna help with a kind of a gradual step down, so it's not a big, all of a sudden 1 year, you just got a big, no extra cash to offset taxes.
Yep.
So,
Okay, does anybody have any other questions?
I think we're just wanna cover Article 5, just so that you.
Oh, yeah.
Fully done that, and, no?
Yep.
Article 5 is shall the voters approve the annual compensation of school directors in the amount of board chair, $750, board member, $600, district treasurer, $200, clerk, $250, and additional stipends for members of the supervisory board for another $250.
And that was the same as last year.
Yeah.
And I think we discussed that at the last meeting, and I think we agreed upon that.
Okay.
Do
We
we
need,
have to approve this as a board or because Krista has to leave?
okay,
She did jump off already. You will need to, approve as a board. You still have a quorum, so you should be okay.
Yep, that's right. Okay,
so I'll make the motion that, the Grafton Athens Board approves the articles, presented.
in the warning. In the
Yeah.
warning,
A warning, right?
I second that.
All in favor? Rachel,
Aye.
Artie,
Aye,
Lynn,
Aye.
and I for myself.
Alright. So we'll just get those cleaned up a little bit and get them to you for signature, Kathy.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and send them to, Kim.
Yes, I will send them to Kim. Actually, if I can have you just sign this, I can copy your signature electronically and then put it into the Word document, but I'll send it to you at the same time I
Okay.
send it to Kim.
Can I just ask a question?
yes.
So since we did we ever officially change our district board's name? Did that happen?
Yeah,
Because we're still referring to us as the WNUESD in this stuff, and sometimes it's like in our
we're still
emails,
there.
you know? I'm just confused if we're still using the acronym or not.
Well, so, and I'll let Jim jump in at some point. So I am working with the state to have that changed. But then there's also the tax ID and entity piece. Uncle Sam doesn't like to move,
me sign
very
the
quickly. And so, we have to still refer to it, under the name that they do, just so that we can make sure that legally, you're all covered. So,
That's correct, Andy.
so when you did notify, or when you did change your name, I notified the state acknowledged that and said they would work on getting whatever they needed to get done. We, like I said, worked a couple of times with, the feds to get things done on the tax ID. Rachel, I can't tell you like how frustrating that, like, just to get that done is extreme.
I understand.
Yeah.
I don't, but I'm glad you do, so that's, shouldn't be that hard, but it is.
No, you're right.
Jim, I have a question, from last night. You gave us the SU budget.
Yeah,
And I asked you about Grafton and you had sent me 5%.
right.
Were you questioning the 5%?
No, I wasn't questioning the 5%. I was, what I did, Jim, was I went and looked at what the adopted fiscal year 24 budget was and just told her what Athens Grafton's portion of the assessment was based on that. I didn't do the percentage piece, so,
Yep, that's what it turned out to be. And if you want to contribute more,
No,
Okay, thank you.
okay,
And thank you again, Jim, for all your hard work.
Thank you.
And with all of
appreciate
us
it,
too.
Kathy.
So we can move ahead to, is there anybody else have any comments for tonight? If not, a motion for adjournment?
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
Okay. Anybody want to second that?
I'll second that.
Okay, we got it. All right, thank you so much for your time, guys, and I hope you have a nice evening and stay warm.
You too,
Okay.
take care.
Thanks for everything everybody's doing.